Hello, this is module number 23. This is a neat little activity that deals, well, actually it's an experiment because you're going to be working with variables and controls. But if you've taught a lesson on temperature and heat and the transfer of heat energy, this is a cool little activity that will show this without using a lot of expensive equipment. Baby food jars, you need paper towels, you do need a thermometer. Now this thermometer comes with a case, just be careful. This is actually a scientific thermometer. This has mercury in it. So I'm not even sure if you can buy these for schools. Now most people buy alcohol thermometers. If I were to drop this and this thermometer were to break, I would have to call environmental people to come and clean up the mercury because mercury's not good. So you need a thermometer. So before we do the activity, before I show you how to do the activity, I'm not going to do the complete activity. Heat and temperature, are those two the same? No. The way I explain that, if you had two beakers of boiling water and they were boiling at the same temperature, and you put a big bolt, a big thick bolt in one, and then a little tiny nail in the other one. Let them boil for the same amount of time. Reach in with some tongs and pull them out. They're both at the same temperature, but which one has more heat? The big bolt, because there's more surface area, more of it there, right? So that's the way I explain that. This activity, believe it or not, is based on Newton's first law of thermodynamics. It's the transfer of mechanical energy into heat energy. Now I know you think about that. If you heat a metal rod and then touch something, you're going to transfer that heat to what you were touching. Remember when you were a child, or you were running around the house on a cold winter's day, you'd open the door and run outside, you'd leave the door open, and your mother or grandmother would say, "Don't leave the door open, you're letting the cold air in." Actually, you're letting the warm air out. So that's the way it works. So here we go. Two exact brand of baby food jars, the same size. Both of them are filled about halfway, a little over halfway, filled with water. And we're going to take the temperature. We're going to take the temperature of both of them. One's going to be used for the experiment, the other one's going to be used as a control. So you need to take both temperatures, and whether or not I'm waiting long enough, I'm probably not. It's rather chilly in here. It's about 18 and a half Celsius. That's chilly. Room temperature is usually around 21, 22 degrees Celsius. So we'll just say I've taken both temperatures are both the same, of course, because nothing's been done. It's coming up a little bit. It's closer to 19. So let's say 19. I'm going to take both of them. We're going to close both of them up. And I'm going to shake. You're going to shake the experimental one. You're going to shake it for 10 minutes. You're saying, whoa. Well, you divide your class into groups of 5, and you have one student shake as hard as they can for 2 minutes. They pass it to the next student for 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. The last person, the anchor person, shakes really, really hard, and they see if they can raise the temperature of the water by shaking it. Almost like a relay, right? So, but what's wrong with that? That's really cold. It's really cold. But what's wrong with me shaking it like this? I'm not going to shake it because the top's not on all the way. What's wrong with me shaking it? My hand. It's warm. What can we do to take out the effect of my hand, the heat of my hand? Well, hopefully you saw. What's that paper towel for? We're going to wrap it up. This is not the best way to insulate it, but this will do. How about the control? Should we also wrap the control? Remember, everything must be the same except what we are changing. The independent variable here is shaking. The dependent variable is the temperature change. So yes, that's a control. It still has to be wrapped. We still have to wrap that one too. I think I had 2 sheets there. Baby food jars, they don't really, if you get maybe small mason jars with the actual screw tops, these aren't really screw on that well, and you may get leaks. Be careful if they leak. So now we have the control sitting here. I should have wrapped it on the bottom so it doesn't poke out like that. And now we're ready to shake for 10 minutes. Fast forward, like the video fast forwards. Oh, I just got through shaking. Oh, no, I'm tired. And we're going to unwrap both of them. And we're going to take the temperature of both of them. I'm making this up now because I didn't shake it, right? Oh, look, now it's 22 degrees. I made a 3-degree change. 3 degrees Celsius change. Okay. Check this one out. You don't have to shake these down. This one came up to 20. This one came up to 20. So what difference did I really make shaking that one? I only made a 2-degree change. This one went up 3, but this one came up 1. So we have to make that adjustment. So you can do this in your class, and you can have a contest, give a certificate to the group that raises their water the most. If you're teaching a young class of let's say kindergarten and very young children, you can have a big metal wash tub filled with ice water, and they can sit around. Of course, make sure that you're there at all times because that's a lot of water for a little child to be around, right? But they're sitting around a metal wash tub filled with ice water, and they put their hands in and splish splash. That's the name of that activity. Splish splash. And they see if they can raise the temperature of the ice water by splashing their hands. These children would be too young to understand independent, dependent variables, but it could get them used to waving their hands splashing their hands in the water can actually raise the temperature. So it's just some ideas. So Newton's first law of thermodynamics, the transfer of mechanical energy into heat energy by using your muscles.